All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming today. I have a lot of things I want to show to you. Um, First, let me just start by the same thing that I always have to start by. Happy New Year. Happy 2025 to all of you. Um, if you're in here on the webinar that I sent out to everyone, and that's a bunch of people are. If you've never seen what we have, what I've been doing, all the stuff that I've been doing here for the last 40 years, but um, with TV trades, then this is going to be a little bit of a paradigm change from what most people do and think. Because most people usually wait for things to come out of overbought and oversold and stuff like that before they jump into the trades. Before I get into any of that, let me just show you guys this, all right? If you have not taken the free trial, oops, not there. Go here. Nope, I guess this is here. Yeah, okay, if you've not taken the free trial, go here to tv-trades.com. You can go to tvtrades.com. You can also go to targetviewtrades.com. Either one of those places, you can sign up for the free trial. All right, the TV Trades is right here. You can sign up for TV Trades. Just click on any one of these orange buttons on the way down. They'll all bring it down to the same place down here toward the bottom. If you just click on that, it should bring me right down to the bottom. There it is, down to the bottom. It's $25 a week, or $90 a month, or $9.97 a year. $9.97 a year is 23% less than that. This is 10% less than that. So, whatever. A lot of people start out with the weekly and then they transfer to the monthly or the annual. People that have been doing the monthly, a lot of those have been transferring to the annual just to save more money and only have one charge a year. There is a 3-day trial. The trial is absolutely free. Now, normally I would say you have to have TradingView charts to be able to take the trial, but you don't have to have TradingView charts to be able to take the trial. You can take the trial and still have signals generated that you can access from the trade table. Okay, and the trade table is on this page right here. This is what the trade table looks like. These are signals that have been generated today, some of them just recently. All right, this is the futures long signals, the stocks today. Here's some that were just generated recently. Tesla sell was generated recently. Those are the sell and puts. These are the buys. All right, so there was an Apple buy that was generated recently. These are all generated today. Anything with 1.8 on it was generated today. So there's a bunch of trades in there generated today. Now these are pretty much short-term trades. Okay, what you have going on in here are pretty much short-term trades. Yeah, Casey, just go sign up for it. But these are pretty much short-term trades. All right, the stuff that you see in here. And the stock stuff, you can see I put the time frame on here, what I'm looking at, 50 range bars. So usually these are all going to be range bars in here, except for the currency pairs. These are all going to be range bars that I'm triggering off of. All right, and they're relatively shorter time frame signals, but that is one way that you can get the signals without even having charts. All right, if you don't have TradingView and you have some other broker platform that you trade on, you can just take signals straight from here if you want to. And for me, it'd be hard to do that without seeing charts because that's just because I am who I am, and creating stuff like that is what I do. I also have the currency pairs in here. Now, I'm giving you the currency pairs because that's what the signals say. Okay. Okay, hopefully you made it in here. I'm giving the currency pairs because that's what the signals generate. Now you see some of them are on 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 100 range. Different pairs. I don't have a ton of them in there. I don't have a ton of different pairs. The ones that are pretty commonly used by people trading Forex, those are in there for all you guys. Okay, but the stocks, these are commonly traded stocks. Apple, the QQQ, I have ETFs in here too. All right, the QQQ, the SPY, Tesla, Microsoft, and NVIDIA. Again, those are all shorter term signals, and those shorter term signals are there. One, you can actually trade the stocks if you want to, or you can trade options on the stocks. Now, what I give you with that is, you can see right here, what you get is the current price and a target and a stop. All right. Now, sometimes the target's not going to be very far out, and it's because it's based on the prior swing highs or lows. The price action of that particular security at that time. So if the target is not far enough away, then don't take the trade. I was going to put a column in here that gives you the that would let you know if the risk reward isn't right. I actually did start that somewhere in one of these. I started that. I don't think I finished it, right? Did I? No, this was the premium. Well, I didn't. The stuff in here when I was doing the option stuff in the beginning, when I was doing the option stuff, I had actually done a calculation for you. If you had the delta and your the strike price, we put it in there and it would calculate based on the projections from the signal whether you were going to have a profitable trade if it hit the target in the signal, how much profit it would be and all that. I did have that calculation in there, but it's a ton of information to pull in from a bunch of different places. So I took it out for right now. Does this work on futures or just options? This works on, Casey, hold on. Primarily, it works on everything, but let me just show you. All right, here's the NQ, right? The NQ 50 range. Now I went to a 50 range. I normally trade the NQ on a 31 range. And before you guys ask, my 31 range, well, my 51 range and my 50 range, I use a 60 by 75 bracket on that, a 60 tick stop and a 75 tick target. My 31 range that I typically trade in the morning, I use a 36 tick stop with a 48 tick target on that. All right, and you know I killed it today. Today I only used the 50 range, but I was up 355 ticks today using just the 50 range. Yesterday I was up 218 ticks on the NQ. That's in the first couple hours of the morning. I was up 218 ticks on the NQ yesterday, using a mix of the 31 and the 50 range. But you can see this is with one contract. What I got this morning, one contract was $2,750, but I trade 10, so I was up $27,500 this morning in the morning session. Hang on, I feel like I'm rushing a little bit here, but so Casey, the question was, does this work on futures or just options? It works on everything. I'm actually creating a. Well, I did create. Let me show you. Let me bring up Telegram here if I can find it. And is it in here? Hang on. Let me bring it over. I created a. Here it is. A swing trade. Well, here it is in Telegram. This is one of the things that you can get. You can get the signals sent to you in Telegram. All right, they are sent to Telegram again and again and again. But so I have swing trade channel in here. This is a new one. I should have it ready to go in a week or so. It'll be putting out swing trades on actual stocks. Okay, so it works on futures. It works on stocks. It works on everything. You're not seeing any of those NQ trades in Telegram. Well, Jeff, let's look at the Telegram channel. Here's the future signals right here. So I don't have any NQ trades being pumped out here in Telegram right now. I'm sure there's a reason for that, but I'll go figure it out. I'll get the NQ trades going in there again. Okay, Jeff. And Wayne says the Telegram works great. Thanks, Wayne. In here we have the swing trades, and in here we have the TV trades trade signals. Now these are the stocks and the ETFs. They're sent here to Telegram. So this is the same stuff that's sent to the trade table page, but it's broken out a little bit more in the trade table page. Now the beauty of this is that you can have Telegram set up on your phone, so it gives you a notification on your phone when there's a signal. You can have it tell you when there's a signal that is there for you. Now that's how it's done automatically by default. All right. If you wanted to set up your own thing, you can't really set it up so it's going to send you a Telegram signal, but you can set it up so that it'll send you an alert on your phone. If you have TradingView on your phone, then you can set it up so it'll have an alert on your phone. Okay. Do you have to use a tick chart, or can you use normal candlesticks? You can use whatever you want, John. These are range bars. They're not tick bars. They're range bars. All right, the reason I use range bars is because you can predetermine how big your risk is going to be, what your stop's going to be at. Okay, because you know how big every single bar is going to be, so you know a lot of things ahead of time with a range bar that you don't know with other types of bars. And these are open, high, low, close bars. You can use whatever kind of bar you want with this. If I right click on this and I go to settings, in here I can do candles. All right, if that's what you're asking, John. You can use candlesticks in here too if that's what you want. I prefer to use the other ones. I used to always use this, but then when we first came to the TradingView charts, the TradingView charts didn't have they didn't have these on range bars. So at that point, I just did these bars, and I got used to them, and I actually like them more now. Okay. All right. So let me continue on. I have a whole bunch of things that I want to show you guys, and hopefully, if you start a trial, do you provide information based on information you trade, like in queue first hours, you stop 30 by 45 for the first 2 hours? That was the question, Abraham. Um, I will give you the information. I'll give you the stuff that I do. All right. Now, I don't have a room for TradingView. I don't sit in a room and trade in front of people in TradingView. I do that in another thing, but I don't do it in TradingView. But the stuff that I use doing that, you have available here. And it's even better. It's better. It's easier. You're able to see the trades. You don't have to do as much work because I don't have a room that I do it in. But let me just show you guys a couple of things, okay? You assume only TradingView and no other broker such as Thinkorswim. Well, TradingView is not a broker. TradingView is just a charting platform. All right, they're not a broker. They're hooked up to a bunch of other brokers, but they're not a broker. You know, if you go down here to trading panel, these are all the brokers that they're hooked. Well, this even more. All brokers. These are all the brokers that they're hooked up to. Okay, I can't believe Thinkorswim's not in there, but I don't think it is. But Thinkorswim, you know, they might be in there somewhere. That's Schwab now, anyway. I use them for options, actually. Okay, that was for John. You can trade it wherever you want to trade. I only have the indicators. I only have the software here on TradingView, though. Okay, now let me slow down. Again, for anybody that's just getting in, if you haven't taken a trial, go to tvtrades.com. Any one of these orange buttons here is going to bring you down to the bottom where you can just sign up for the trial. All right, free 3 days, $25 a week, $9 a month, $97 a year after the trial, whatever you want to do. But for right now, the stuff that I want to show you, there's a lot of things that I want to show you, but one of the things that I wanted to cover, you guys' questions are getting me all over the place. To reactivate your TVT membership, do you just sign up again on the website? Yeah, John, just do that. That's fine. I can send you a separate link if you want. I think I may have put you on pause though, John. So I'll go take a look at it and see. Okay, before you do anything, let me go take a look and see. I'll get back to you after the meeting. Okay. Okay, now on with everything else that I got to do. I've gone by 15 minutes already, and I really haven't said anything. I haven't shown you anything. Okay, so what I've done, guys, is I've created something that, you know, this is what the charts look like when you first see it, right? There's nothing on it, right? It just comes up and there's nothing on it. If you put the TV Trades Range trigger on, then this is what it looks like by default. You see the bars are still not painted or anything like that. That's because I use this TV Trades Range trigger in another place where people don't have as much access as you have. They don't get access to all the good stuff. Now, in here, you put the password in, right? The password right now, I'm going to change it, but that's the password right now. Okay, and when you click that, you see now you have bar colors, and down here, these are all painted as well. Now, what I did is I simplified it so that it gives you the bar color telling you what to do on the next bar. Okay. Now, the title of this webinar was getting the goal in a single bar, right? So let's put this on a 25 range bar. Now for me, my goal for the day is to make $100 per contract. That's this spreadsheet right here. This goes back to January 2nd of 2013. So there's like 11 or 12 years of data in this. Daily data. This is my daily results going back all those years. Okay, and some of you guys were back there in 2013 when I started this thing. But my daily goal is to get $100 in this column right here. All right, get $100. And so I have a goal that's easily achievable. And so I usually can get it in 1 or 2 trades. Like over here, this is the number of trades it takes me to get my goal every day. 2, 4, 2, 1, 1. Last month, look at all the ones that I had in there, getting the goal on the very first day, on the very first trade of the day. See that? So there's a couple of things there's a couple of things that go into that. One is having a goal that's achievable, that's pretty easily achievable, and two is having a trade setup that is consistently profitable that you can do with confidence again and again and again. And three is having your charts set up so that a single bar would give you your goal. Like you see, I just switched this. I was on the 50 range, and that's what I was trading on today, but I switched it down to a 25 because on the NQ, my goal for the day is to just get 20 ticks, right? Is to just get 20 ticks a day on the NQ. That's 20 ticks per contract. Now, I have 10 contracts on, so it's actually, my monetary goal is a lot more than that, but it's just $100 per contract is what I want to get, and I get that every day. Well, I had one day last year where I didn't, and it just happened to be last month. This day last year. That was the only day last year that I didn't get my goal. I did end positive, just barely, but I also had my best day of the year last year was right here, and my first day of this year was right here. That was better than that day, and today I was one tick away from bettering that day. I was one tick away from it today. My next trade that I took after I ended the session this morning, my next trade that I took made it way more than that. Then in the afternoon session, I had a 75 tick trade on the NQ. But that's neither here nor there. The title of the webinar was to get the goal for the day in a single trade. So what I've done with the color coding here, see, the idea behind this all is when this gets into the overbought, you sell the next bar. When it gets into the oversold, you buy the next bar. When it gets into the overbought, you sell the next bar. When it gets into the oversold, you buy the next bar. Like right here, you'd be buying the bar right there. Okay. Now, if I had any idea where my DOM was, I'd put this trade on right now. I'm trying to find my DOM. Hang on. Here it is. Oops, nope. Hang on. It's buried behind this thing. Okay. So, let me just do this. And this. And this. And it's too late to get into this trade now, but if I would have put that trade on, I would have been buying the open right here. I would have been buying the open right there. And this is a 25 range. So on a 25 range, my stop and my target would have been a little bit different than the 50 range, but I would have been buying right there. And if I would have gotten 24.50, let's say I didn't, let's say I got 25, let's say I got 26, right, with some slippage, I got 26. From 26, it ran all the way up to 36. That's 40 ticks in profit right there. I'm sorry, 26 up to 36. Yeah, it's 40 ticks, 10 points. 40 ticks in profit. I mean, with one contract, that's $200. With 10 contracts, that's $2,000, and that's what I would have just made right there if I could have found my DOM. All right, Pete, how could you trade this morning? The bars were created so fast. I didn't trade as much on the NQ as I normally do this morning. You are right about that. The market that I traded the most on this morning was the ES. I had more trades on the ES than anything else. The NQ was second, but the NQ is usually the one where I have a whole bunch of trades. But today I did not. But you are right about that. The markets were crazy this morning. And the NQ has been trading so thin. So very thin. By that, I mean the totals down here are so low. They're usually over 100. And they're just so low right now. But I will put some trades on at some point. I'll put a trade on. Now, the key to staying, the key to lasting with this sort of stuff is to have a risk management strategy that you can do every single time, that you do every single time, and that you're confident with. All right. What do the colors represent in the bars? Gary, let me show you what they represent in the bars. Okay. This, I mean, one thing that makes it have a color at all is when it goes into the overbought or goes into the oversold. Okay, you see it's black when it goes into the overbought or into the oversold. But the thing that makes it have color, it's sort of pulled from the stuff that we do in the morning session. If you come in here and you flip that thing on, here, let me change it into a line and we'll change the color. Well, hang on, I already got this done. Let me just make that live right there. Okay. There. Okay. Basically, if this goes into the oversold and doesn't pull that into the oversold, it shows divergence. It means that price is going to be pulled back, or more than likely going to be pulled back against the direction that it just went in. All right, it shows separation and divergence. Like right here where it just did this, it pulled in and they weren't both in the overbought right there. Suggested it was going to be pulled down, and it was. You should have sold the open of that bar right there at 47.75, and it dropped from 47.75 all the way down to 42.25. That is 22 ticks. 22 ticks. Okay, that's $110 a contract. If you had just one contract on it, would have been $1,100 for me. And right here, you see the blue. When it got in here when it got into the bottom, the other one was already down there with it, so it didn't have the separation of that divergence. Okay, that's why I didn't get the green color on that one. But you see, I colored it black just to let you know that these usually still work out, even when it gets in the oversold. Anytime it gets into the oversold or into the overbought, it still works out. Now, let me explain a little bit more about something about price action and things that you guys may or may not know. I mean, there's a whole bunch of people in here, and some of you may have never heard me before, never seen anything that I've done before. So let me just take a minute to explain a little bit of something about price, all right? Now, it's always doing the same thing. Those of you guys that see me every day, you hear me say this all the time. But it's always going up and down and up and down and up and down and up. And then eventually it goes down. It might go down a little deeper, and then it goes up, and it doesn't go up any further, right? It doesn't exceed the prior swing high. Then it starts going down. Now, in the past, what we've done is we've identified this area right here and usually gotten in at this area right here once it started going in that direction again, right? That's what we've done in the past, right? And we keep doing that, even over here. Now, if it pulled back this deep, we probably wouldn't get a trade. But let's say this one went up right here. Even over here, we'd take this, right? And this might be the one that stops you out, or it might be the one that you get a break even on. But with what I've done here, what I've done now, you have an opportunity to get in here as well. And here, you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for it to start moving in the direction of the trade. You can get in here and here, right? You don't have to wait for it to start moving in the direction. That's what I've done, all right? So it's like a paradigm shift, complete paradigm shift, where you're trading counter trend half the time, you're trading with the trend half the time. They all look like counter trend trades when you're entering them. Because like right here, you know, if you entered right here when it was going down, when this was going down, when price was going down, entering right there would not be the thing you would be thinking of, right? But you would have entered right there and you would have just made $100, right? You see, so it changes the way you think a little bit, but it's just so darn good and consistent, you know, over and over and over again. Are these market or limit orders? I never do anything with a market order. So do not put on TV trades, just range through and wait for the overbought and oversold. You can put on the TV trades, Wayne, but let me get into that. Do I include the trading? To include trading the black bars in my trading, or just the color bars? In the morning session, what I do is I look for the divergence, so I don't really do the black bars as much. Okay, when I'm trading in the morning, or those numbers that you saw in the emails that were going out, they're more just doing the colored ones, because what I'm looking for in the morning is, well, it is this. It's looking for it to get into the overbought without that being there, or for this to get into the actual snipe, the colored line, to get into the oversold without that being there. So right here, I'd buy the open of that bar. And right here, I'd buy the open of that bar. And right here, I'd buy the open of that bar. And right here, I'd sell the open of that bar. Okay, and going forward like this, right here, I would have sold the open of that bar. Right here, I just would have bought the open of that bar. Okay, that's the way I do it in the morning with the numbers that you see on those things. Let's keep you out of chop. Actually, John, it's good that you ask about this. Hang on, John. Let me get to that. All right, there's a lot of things I got to cover today. But John, your question was, will it keep you out of the chop? Now, the thing about this is it works better in the chop. So you don't really want it to keep you out of the chop. You want to take the trades. I mean, when it gets choppy like this right here, let me just let me do this. Let me get rid of that for a second. All right, when it gets choppy is when it usually works out better. All right, like right here, selling the open of that bar, selling the open of that bar, bang, move down. right? He would have been buying the open of that bar. It pulled back a little ways. He would have gotten a break even on that probably. Right here, selling the open of that bar, that one wouldn't have worked out, but buying the open of that bar would have worked out just fine. This usually works better in chop. What I'm doing in the morning session definitely works better in the chop, and that's combining these things, right? It's not eyeball doing the things that I just showed you that were combined, but in here you don't have to combine them because it's already done for you. But the question was, does it keep you out of the chop? You don't need to worry about the chop actually. I am going really fast, aren't I? Yes, that's what I mean. A paradigm shift. Yeah, the chop is good. And Casey, no market orders, no. What I typically do, Casey, is when I have a trade, I would drop it here. When I see it happening, because it's pretty quick when it's all happening. Like I'll see a trade, like right now on the NQ, for instance. Well, it's too late now, but right now on the NQ, where this trade right in here, I guess. The next trade on the NQ that we get, I'll show you. But what I typically do is I'll just come over here and I'll see, there it is right there. Okay, so on the NQ, now watch. On the NQ, I'm going to bring it over and do it for you. I'm just going to drop right here. Alright, I dropped right there in the red. Alright, that's going to put me into limit order at the current ask in that case. Now the entry point on that should have been right here at 349.75, minute 48.50. Now this is a 25 range, so I'm going to throw my stop at break even here and, well, now. Right there. Okay, so now I'm just going to lock in a little bit of profit on this. All right, just 1 point, and I'll let it run. Now, this actually has, this is where my stop is right now, but it started out with a 60 tick stop with a 75 tick target because I had my DOM set up for the 50 range. But right now you can see I'm down to a 25. But still, this is what the trade would be. All right, so right there it was just with 10 contracts on. That was what? I lock in 1 point, $200 with 10 contracts on right there. But you see the trade was selling the open of this bar right after the red, selling the open of that bar. Now I didn't have a great fill on that, but the answer to your question was no, that was not a market order. I did not hit sell market. I dropped my order right here in the red. And what that is a limit order at the ask. Okay, did you see how it filled up all in one spot? Did you see it start counting down as it was filling my orders? Okay. What's the average win rate on the colored bars? I have no idea, Pete. I don't do things by win rate. I don't keep track of that, and that would be a crazy thing for me to even try to keep track of. Let me show you something. I don't have it on this. I'm sorry, I don't have it on this one. But I do it by the amount of money at the end of the session. All right, and I haven't had a down session. I haven't had a red session in a year and a half, almost a year and 3/4 now. So I don't really go by win rates. Right, it's how much I make on a trade. How much I make at the end of the session. It's not how much I make on a trade. It's at the end of the session. But with the NQ, I have a set bracket with the NQ. This is something that came up this morning that one of the guys was asking this morning, because I exit a lot of my trades with a trailing stop. If you were to go to like the ES, I trade the ES in the morning. Those of you guys that are futures traders will go to the ES like this. Okay, now I don't trade the ES on a 25 range. I actually trade it on the 7 range in the morning. And you can see doing the same thing in here with the 7 range. It all works. And on the ES today, what was I up today on the ES? Well, it has it right here. On the ES today, I was up 54 ticks. Right, with 10 contracts, I was up 54. Well, it's actually that times 10, 540 ticks. That was with one contract, I was up 54. But that was doing the same thing. All right, looking for the divergence. Well, it's looking for the divergence between those two things. This, right, the divergence area. Looking for the opportunities where you have an entry, a push into the overbought or oversold when you have divergence between those indicators. Now, you don't have to look for that because it does it for you automatically. It shows you with the red or the green when you have the divergence. If it's just black, you don't have the divergence, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. If you're in a trend and you get a black thing that's with the trend, then that's usually going to work out in your favor. All right. I'll go with the explanation of the black, blue, and red bars. Yes, that's I just did in a nutshell right there, Casey. Wayne. Let me slow down. All right, it's been a half an hour, and I feel like I've covered a million things, and you guys probably got nothing out of it. So let me slow down. The colors on the bars All right, what they represent is divergence between this and this. All right, if you have that divergence when the snipe, and that's what that is, the TVT snipe, when that diverges from the div area, the divergence area, when it diverges from that and it goes into the overbought or into the oversold, that is a high probability trade where it's likely to give you, oops, I didn't mean to do that. I thought I was still using this. It's likely to give you a reversal. All right. So when when I'm looking at this, this is a 50 range ES, but either way, when it drops down here and it's divergent like that, this goes into the oversold. The next bar, you buy the open. Buy the open of the next bar. Okay. When it goes into the overbought like that, and there's separation, it gives you the red bar, you sell the open of the next bar. Okay? It's just like that. That's all there is to it. And now the way that I manage the risk, the way that I do the risk with this, I mean, you guys can do it however you want. You guys, hang on, I'm looking at the questions. I want to finish my statement first. You guys can do it however you want. But the way that I manage my risk in the morning session anyway, on the 7 range ES, I have a 10 tick stop with a 30 tick profit target. Now I don't usually hit the 30 tick profit target. I trail my stop to break even. Excuse me. I trail my stop to break even after I get 4 ticks profit in the trade. I trail my stop to break even, and then as price keeps moving up, I keep trailing my stop. Now I started drawing a picture here for you about what the markets do and how they always go up and down and up and down and all that. When they're going up and down like this, when you enter down here, the minimum that you expect it to do is to get to there, right? If you enter down here, the minimum that you expect it to do is get there. All right. So as price starts moving up and it gets to that level, it's usually going to find some resistance there and maybe push back. So I trail my stop pretty close when it gets there. If it pushes through there, it's usually going to push through with a lot of momentum, but a lot of times it'll stop there. So I take the profit that I have there and I wait for the next trade. All right. That's how I do it. Now, I've been doing this a really long time. Hang on, let me just bring that up and I'll show you. I've been doing this a really long time, and the risk management is key. Risk management is key to everything. All right. If you don't have a risk management strategy, you might as well not even trade. And and let me show you what mine looks like. Okay. Hang on. Give me just a second. I will get a screenshot of it for you right in here. Alright, let me bring this up. And this is what my risk management strategy is right here. Alright. I base it on a range bar. I don't base it on a different market. I base it on the range bar. Right? It doesn't matter what market it is. It doesn't matter at all what market it is. Like normally tomorrow, normally in the morning I trade the ES, the NQ, the Russell, and the gold. But tomorrow, the index markets aren't open. There's only going to be energies and metals tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm probably going to trade silver, gold, maybe copper. I'm going to trade crude oil and maybe natural gas. Those are going to be the things that I'm going to trade. And this is going to be the risk management strategy that I use. Right now, earlier, someone had asked earlier if you have to use tick bars, or if you have to use range bars, or if you can use other types of bars. You can use other types of bars, but you won't be able to do this ahead of time. You won't be able to say my stop with a 4 tick range, my stop's going to be 8 ticks. With a 7 tick range, it's going to be 10. With a 9, it's going to be 15. With 11, it's going to be 15. With a 15, it's going to be 20. With a 19, it'll be 25. With 31, it'll be 36. 50, it'll be 60. You can't do that ahead of time with those types of bars because you don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be based upon the price action that you see in front of you that happens in the moment. This, I know what's going to happen because I know how big every bar is going to be. So, this is my risk management strategy that I use. And this has been successful for me for a very long time. Some of you guys have been here for since before I had kids. Actually, not since my kids are really small. And you guys don't know how old my kids are, but they're all in their 20s now. But that's why I use range bars, right? This is my risk management strategy. So I don't have anything in here for a 25 range, so I went back to the 50 range. And on the 50 range, this is the ES on the 50 range. So I would have a 60 tick stop, and I'd go to break even after 20 ticks in profit. Now that's a long time on the ES. That doesn't happen very quickly on the ES, but on the NQ, that's nothing. That happens pretty fast on the NQ. So I can tell you exactly now what I'm going to do tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to trade silver probably on a 4 tick range. All right, that'll have an 8 tick stop. It'll go to break even after 4 ticks in profit with a 30 tick target. Now, I don't think silver is going to hit a 30 tick target. I'm going to be trading crude oil. That's going to be on a 9 range. I'm going to be trading gold. That's going to be on a 9 range. And what else did I say? Natural gas. If I trade natural gas tomorrow, it'll probably be on a 9 range. Maybe on the 7 range. I can tell you that ahead of time because these are range bars. And the benefit of range bars is you know how big every single bar is going to be. So you can make your decision ahead of time where your stop's going to be. Alright? Like this right here on the ES. Now we had the green bar right here said to buy the open of the next bar. So if you would have bought the open of this bar down here at 37.25, it ran all the way up here to 48. 37.25 up to 48 in a single bar. That, the name of the webinar was how to get your goal for the day in a single bar. Well, there you go. Yeah, I'm going to be starting the 9:30 session tomorrow, John. In a red bar, you would sell the open of the next bar. Yes, exactly. This red bar, you would sell the open of that bar. This red bar, you would sell the open of that bar. This red bar, you would sell the open of that bar. Now, the stop on this, on a 50 range, the stop goes to break even after 20 ticks, right? On a 50 range. So right here, you sell the open of this, and that's at 56. So 20 ticks is 5 points. If it got down to 51, and it got down to 48, so you definitely would have had 5 points in there, and you should have been locking in profit. It went all the way down here before it went up, right? So you sold 56, and it gave you 8 points. 32 ticks on the ES. That's a lot of money. This one right here, you would have sold the open of that, went all the way down there. This one right here, you would have sold the open of that. Now that might have not given you the full 5 points, right? You sold 37.75, so you've been looking for 32.75, and it got down to 33.75. So using the 20 tick, the 5 point rule to move the stop to break even, this one would have stopped you out. But you definitely would have gotten your goal for the day on that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. Actually, this one maybe not. but this one you could have, and this one you definitely would have. And this is just randomly putting it on the ES. I was looking at this on the NQ, but if you look at the same thing on the NQ, it's all the same thing. You're buying the open of the next bar right there. That's the goal for the day right there. You're selling the open of the next bar right there. That's the goal for the day. Right? You see how easy that is? This isn't complicated. I made it as easy as I possibly can for you. Now this is just part of it, guys. This is part of it. Alright? So Mahmoud, you saw what I just showed you, right? About the stop losses and all that stuff. Let me show you one more time. If you haven't taken the trial, guys, I just show you this one more time, right? Because there's people that are still just getting in here. Go to tv-trades.com, take the trial here. Just click on any one of these orange buttons and it'll bring it down to the bottom, I hope. Yeah, it'll bring it down to the bottom. This is how you take the trial. This is a $25 a week, $90 a month, and $9.97 a year. All right. So I know some of you guys signed up for the trial and you didn't know what you were looking at. I know one guy signed up for the trial yesterday, and I'm pretty sure he didn't know what he was looking at or looking for, and he might have stuck it on some other time frame that I don't know what he stuck it on. But he signed up for the trial yesterday, and he has to be canceled today. And I get that. If you don't know what you're looking for, I get that. But I want to suggest to you that you watch this video after the fact. If you're not here right now, pay attention to this video after the fact, because we are making more money with this faster than we've made with anything ever that I've created. And I've created a lot of things over the years and made a lot of people a lot of money. So this is good stuff. All right, now there was one question about TV trades earlier. Wayne, I think you asked that. If the NQ is running very fast, so it's not easy to place an order. That is true. That is true. You're not going to get, that's why I went to a larger time frame. I normally do the NQ on a 31, but I went to the 50. But you don't have to trade the NQ. I was killing it on the ES today. The Russell was doing really well. Today, what did I end up with today? I think I was positive on everything, right? The NQ I had. Now, I had 75 tick wins on the NQ, so of course this is going to be a little bit higher than my smaller wins on these other markets. But I was up 54 on the ES. I was up 34 on gold. I was up 12 on the Russell. And I think on the Russell I was up higher than that at one point today. I think. On the Russell today, no, I wasn't actually. I started out with a stop out on the Russell. Did I? No, I was up 22 ticks at one point on the Russell. I was up 22. I started out with a 22 tick trade, and then I stopped out minus 25, and then I worked my way back up. But but these are real numbers, right? These are the things that I do in the morning in front of everybody. All right. So the thing I want to show you, one of the questions was about TV trades. Now, let me shut this off, and we'll just look at TV trades for a moment. All right, this is TV trades with nothing turned on. It's just got the background color in there, right? Now, let me get rid of this for a second and just show you this. All right, if you put this on, you throw the range trigger on there. If you have the red background and you go into the overbought, just selling the next bar. If what I'm talking about right now is too fast for you, yeah, Gary, everybody that signed up for this will get a recording. You'll get an email. Get an automated email from GoToWebinar after. Okay, and I'll have a link to the recording. After I put the recording into YouTube, and I'll have a link to it. Okay. But if the background is red, pretty much anytime it goes into the overbought, you can sell the next bar. Okay. Remember, you're just trying to get the goal today. Look at this right here. This is just random. Just look at this right here. The red background. It went into the overbought. Sell that right there. That's 371 right there was the entry point, and it dropped all the way down here to 354. What is that? 17 points. So 17 times 4 is whatever that is. 68, I think. And that times 5 is whatever it would be. It's 68 ticks. Alright, 68 times 5. Let me get my fancy calculator out here. Here it is. 68 times 5 equals that, $340. With one contract right there. One contract. And you could have done it again right here on this one. Even better. Could have done it again right here on that one. Even better. This is so easy. Like the blue background. It went into the oversold right here. You could have just bought that right there. Bang. Goal for the day. This is not complicated. Right here. Blue background. Went into the oversold. Bang. You guys see that, right? Can you set up your chart with this blue only indicator? I can give you this right here, Casey. I'll give you this right now. The way that it is right here. Okay, I'll stick it out there for all of you. Where do I post an answer on this? Hang on, I gotta find out where I post an answer. I don't know how to post an answer. Anyway, you'll be this right here. Let me see. Hold on a second. Let me scroll all the way up to the top. But yeah, I mean, this is super simple to see and do, right? And that's all you really need to do. I tried to make it even easier for you, but this is just turning it on without even putting on all the extra special stuff. You just wait for it to pull back. If it's blue background, you just go. Over here, where it's red, you just go. It's not hard. And, you manage your risk according to what I just showed you a minute ago. If you put that in there, just manage your risk according to that. Where the heck was it? It was this thing right here. If you manage your risk according, oops, I didn't mean to do that. How do I undo? Well, this right here. Just manage your risk according to this, and you'll be fine. And again, if you just quit trading when you get your goal for the day, you don't need to trade 100 times a day. I mean, you can, but you don't need to. Right? You guys see how simple this is? Hey, Sarge, you're in here. It is easy peasy. So it's not complicated at all. Now, more stuff for you guys. I think this is the TV Trades version that I put it on. I hope it is. It is. Look at there. Show swing trade. This is going to be the thing that actually puts trades for you into the, this isn't made for futures, all right? I mean, it works. You can see it works right here, but it's not made for the futures. This is made for equities. Okay, if we just look at something, oops, there's one too many A's. If we just look at anything like this, and not on this range bar anyway. We can look at it on a larger range bar, but Apple, well, you can see how well it works. This is for swing trades, right? Now, on the smaller time frame, every bar is 50 cents, so you're going to get a ton of them here. But with Apple being priced like it is, you may want to have a dollar bar instead of a 50-cent bar. And you see this is for swing trades. This is to get you into some equities. If you want to trade futures, not futures, if you want to trade options, and this is going to give you the trade. And I'm going to set this up so you'll know ahead of time. You'll know before this actually happens that it's likely to happen. Okay? If you struggle to execute, hang on, the new strategy, how I can get help. Yeah, absolutely. Send me screenshots, Gary. Anybody that's got, anybody that's joined, if you have trouble with it, take a screenshot and email it to me, okay? And I'll get back to you and I'll tell you what I think you need to do. And yeah, Jim, you need TradingView to get the charts. Yes. All right. You don't need TradingView to get to the trade table. All right. You just need to join to get to the trade table, but you need TradingView to get the charts. All right. And TradingView, really, you can get TradingView. Let me just look at this. All right. In here, you can get TradingView. Get the essential. It's a 30-day trial. All right. But you got to get real-time data. If you're going to trade futures, you got to get real-time data. You got to sign up for this. Don't sign up for the basic, because if you sign up for the basic, then it ends up costing you more to get the real-time data than it would cost to get the essential and the real-time data. It's like $22, $23. If you go to monthly, you got to go to monthly. It's like $22, $23 after taxes to get the essential with real-time data. And if you go for the free basic version, then you don't get 20 price alerts, you don't get 20 technical alerts, you don't get custom time frames, you don't get no ads, you don't get bar replay. There's a lot of things you don't get. All right, it's worth the $22, and actually the $14.95 is free for 30 days anyway. You don't even have to pay for that. It's $7 you have to pay for the data for futures only. All right, for futures only. You can execute on Energy. Of course, you can execute anywhere you want, Jim. You just got to chart from here. All right, if you want to chart from here, you got to chart from here. If you just want to take the signals from the trade table, you can just take the signals from the trade table. You don't need any charts for that. All right, I give the entry, the stop, and the target. Now, this is generated automatically all day long. These are generated automatically. Okay, I don't see any that were generated since I've been talking, but they're all generated automatically all day long. Okay, so that's part of it. Everything that you see is part of it. Now the swing trade thing, that's going to be generated and going out. I'll create another on the trade table page. I'll be creating another tab in here that will have just the swing trades, and those are equities. Now, if you have an equity that you want to put in there to get swing trade signals on, you got to let me know what that equity is. Okay, and I can stick it in. I can stick it in the mix. There's a certain limit that I can do, but right now I have about 10 or 20 that people have given to me that I'm going to put in there, and it'll just pump out the swing trades when they happen. All right, it'll tell you whether it's long or short, and it'll give you a target. But you should have something in mind. But it'll give you a target, and the target will be based upon this information right here once it populates. Okay. What this does is it looks at the prior swing highs and lows. All right. So it would give you an indication right here with an entry here and a target up here is what it's going to do. And right here it would give the indication here with an entry here and a target down here. Now, you can get your own charts and see where you want to put your target, but this is just basic information that you can have, and this is on a $1 range. If you do it on a $2.50 range, $2.50 range, then it's going to generate bigger trades, right? So from here, 249.61 up to here, 253.90. So it's, it's whatever that trade is, $5 trade or whatever it is. That's what it's going to do. That's how it's going to work and how it's going to look. I expect to get that going within the next week, hopefully, and that'll be generated. That'll be pumped out into this Telegram channel. Not this one, but this Telegram channel, the Swing Trade channel. Okay, so you'll be able to put this. You'll be able to grab it here, and you'll be able to grab it in the trade table page as well. I already started the Telegram channel, so it'll go there first. Now the Telegram channel, again, you can put that on your phone and set it so that you get a message every time you get you get a notification every time you get a message in Telegram. You can set that if you want there. The other thing that you guys can do is I created alerts for all this stuff. Okay, in here you have all these different kinds of things you can create alerts on, like TV trades. There are all these different alerts that I created. Right, these are specific alerts based upon specific actions that are taken by the TV trades. All right, so in here, a trigger long potential, it lets you know ahead of time that you're going to have a long trade. A mid-trend trade, it lets you know ahead of time that you're going to get a mid-trend trade. A buy alert lets you know ahead of time if you're going to get a buy alert in here. I don't have those turned on right now. I don't have any of these turned on right now. But the swing trade stuff is going to be in here too. All right, when I do finish the swing trade stuff, you're going to have swing trade alerts. You get a notification ahead of the swing trade and notification when the swing trade actually happens. That way, you guys can put the swing trade thing on whatever market you want, on whatever stock you want, whatever thing you want, on whatever time frame you want, and you'll be notified on your phone. Okay, you'll be notified on your phone when that happens. Okay, yeah, you can add Mr. in there, Jeff, if you want to. I can add Mr., but okay. All right, Casey. But you can do whatever you want with this. Now I don't have the swing trade stuff done yet. I have it done right here just to show you what I'm working on, but that part of it's not done yet. Okay, and the swing level, that's going to be part of the TV trades as well. Getting these dots in here, I haven't finished that yet either. But I finished it on an individual basis here, so it's pretty darn close. And I finished this much of the swing trade stuff, so that's pretty close too. All right, but and I got this to actually generate signals that go out to the Telegram channel already. So I've got all these pieces that are working that I got to get all together. And that's the way it works for me. I have to get all the pieces working and then put them all together. But I wanted to show you guys that too, right? Because it's 3:53, and I told you I was gonna need extra time today. So we're going till 4:30 today. For those of you guys that normally come here, these things, I am gonna go for an extra half an hour today because I knew I was gonna have a lot of things. Can I show you the range trigger settings? You need to turn on the bar color with no TV trades on. Yeah, this right here. I just shut off the TV trades. You don't have TV trades at all. All right, just put the range trigger on. And then in the range trigger, you're going to put in your password, Wayne. All right, just put in your password in there. And it'll turn all that other stuff on. Now, putting in the password actually turns stuff off, too. Okay, in here it disables a couple of things, I think. I know I set it to disable some stuff, but I might have reset it so it doesn't. But in here, you just put in your password. Here, you come in here, you just type in your password, and that currently is this. Okay. You'll be notified when it's something else, but that's what the password is. And all you have to do is put it in, and then it's on. All right. And if you want to do the TV trades with nothing on it, when you put the TV trades on by default, this is what it looks like when you put the TV trades on. If you come here and go to favorites, click TV trades, it's going to come on with just the buys on. All right. Just the long trades. See, that's what TV trades looks like by default. Okay. You get the long indications by default. And you have the table up there and everything else. Now, if you want to shut that off, so you don't see those arrows, just come in here and shut it off. All right, then you just have the background color. And then you can use just that. This down here is the same as the trigger was when it was, not the right password. All right, the snipe signal down here is the same as it was. as it was without the password properly put in with the colors. You see how the bar colors all went to just up and down colors, red and blue. So in here, you know what I was saying earlier, if you're in the blue and you get into the oversold, buy the next bar. If you're in the red and you get into the overbought, sell the next bar. All that stuff. I mean, this is so simple. You guys, don't complicate this, okay? Don't complicate it. I am giving you so many tools to make money here. And people have a tendency to complicate things, and you really don't need to. I'm doing my best to make it as easy as possible to do anything, to trade any kind of security that you want, any kind of thing you want. You know, you can trade Forex, you can trade futures, you can trade options, you can trade stocks, you can trade crypto. I mean, we haven't even looked at crypto. Let's look at crypto. What crypto do you want to look at? Let's look at Bitcoin, BTC, US dollar. Let's look at this one. All right, now you can't look at this on a 250 range. You got to look at this on like a really big range, like a 5,000 range. Okay, but it's the same stuff. You see, it gets oversold, you buy the next bar. It gets overbought, you sell the next bar. Oversold, you buy the next bar. Overbought, you sell the next bar. It took a second for the TV trays to catch up there. But if it's in the red and it's oversold, you buy. If it's in the red and it's oversold, you sell the next bar. If it's in the blue and it's, I just said that all backwards. If it's in the red and it's overbought, you sell the next bar. If it's in the blue, like here, in the red, overbought, sell the next bar. In the red, overbought, sell the next bar. In the red, overbought, sell the next bar. In the blue, oversold, buy the next bar. In the blue, oversold, buy the next bar. In the blue, oversold, buy the next bar. It works on everything. Okay? The overbought and oversold are preset for you, Wayne. Alright, and they are a little bit different. Okay, they are a little bit different. They're 90. When you put the password in, they're 90 because it's looking at a little bit different thing. But when you don't have the password in, it's 85. 85 and minus 85. But when you actually put the password in, you'll see it'll change. If I go here and I take that off, watch the lines right here. Did you see them shift just a little bit? That's not an accident. Okay. You put in password and it says 85. Did it shift? Because if you put in the right password, it should have shifted and it should have gotten the bar colors and all that stuff. Alright. Let me look at my list of things. Actual trades. How many trades have I placed so far? Just one, right? One or two. Let me go back to the NQ. Futures, NQ, H, and that on a 5,000 range just won't do. But we'll go back to a 50 range on that. Okay, then we'll see. Right here, there was a buy of that one right there that just ran up. Now we've got to wait and see if we're going to get another trigger on that. I had a list of things that I wanted to talk about. 1 was the trade table, 2 was options, 3 was the swing trades, 4 was actual trades, then the green, red, and the black. Okay. So I got a lot of that done. So now I want to make sure I answer everybody's questions. Okay. There are a lot of questions in here, and I want to make sure everybody gets all their questions answered. So if you asked a question, you can copy it and paste it in again if I haven't answered it. Okay. Copy it and paste it in again because the questions all scrolled out of view on me. All right. So to make money with this, all you have to do is just follow the rules. This is not hard. It went into the oversold, you have a blue background. You could have bought right there. How much money is that right there? Let's say 36.50. Let's say you got a bad fill. Let's say you got in at 38. All right, that's a pretty bad fill from right here at 36.50. Let's say you got in at 38. And it pulled back down to 33.25. All right, this is a 50 range, so your stop is 60 ticks away, 15 points away. Is that right? Yeah, 15 points away. So it pulled back a couple of points, and your target is 75 ticks. Right? So your target's way up here. And you would just nailed your target, 75 ticks, right there. 75 ticks. Now, for me, 75 times 5 times 10. $3,750. And I think I did that 4 times today. The 75 tick target. And I had a bunch of smaller ones too. On Divergent Sniping before, I said not to buy the opening of the next bar as the market was still moving in the opposite direction, but now you say the open of the next bar. I also used Divergent Snipe the same and had the red on the chart, did not have the red and green signaling bars. Okay, Mark. Yeah, I said this is a paradigm shift. The way you think is going to change. After the range trigger thing that you have on your chart right now, there's probably a little purple circle, right? A little purple circle. And on that little purple circle, on the little purple circle, you got to click on that. It's going to say update is available. If you do that update, Mark, then it'll be there. Okay, but to go with what you were doing, that is still here. You just got to click on that and that. That's what you're using this morning. Okay, that's what you're using this morning. And there's nothing wrong with that. That works. You know, that works. You got to put these got to be at 65 though. They got to be at 65 and minus 65. But right here you'd have a long, right there you'd have a short, here you'd have a short, here you'd have a short, here you'd have a short, long, 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 short, short, long. Alright, and that's buying the open of the next bar. Buying the open next bar, selling the open of the next bar. Okay, all the same stuff that I just told you. That's what you're using this morning. I know that this is a little different than that, but okay. And the next question was, after you sign up, is there a page or a cheat sheet document for the rules? I have a 4-minute YouTube webinar YouTube video that I made that I think I'll be able to include with the email that goes out with it's like the thank you for coming to this meeting email. I think I'll be able to include that with that, so you'll be able to watch that, John. Okay? And you're on a 7 range. Can you see if your charts look the same as mine with no TV trades on? Okay, with no TV trades, let's just shut that off. This is the one that's got swing trades. That other one doesn't have swing trades. And let me go in here and we'll shut that off, and turn that on. And I think that is all. I gotta turn this on, the bar color. There you go. Alright, let me shut off the TV trades. This TV trades. And the 7 range ES, you say? ES H7. How's that, Wayne? Alright. Yeah, so again, let me show you guys. Go to tv-trades.com or Target View Trades, either one, to sign up for the free trial. Alright, either one will do it. Which one? This is Target View Trades. You can go there to sign up for the trial. I think. And right here on TV Trades, any of these orange buttons will bring it down to the bottom. You sign up for the trial. Alright. And really, it's dirt cheap, you know. Right here, you could buy this still right now because it hasn't gone enough in the profit to bump the stop to break even though that one just tanked pretty good there on the ES. You could still buy it if you wanted to. It didn't go 4 ticks in a profit from the entry point, which was right here, 61.50. It only went up to 61.75. It only went 1 tick into profit, so you could have bought it right down here just now. Okay. Refreshed your TV trades range trigger, and it doesn't seem to get the color change happening. You got to go down here, and there's like a little purple thing, Mark. There's probably a little purple thing after it. Or just remove your TV trades range trigger and add a new one. That should do it too. Okay, just remove it and add a new one. Or maybe refresh your charts too, because it may be that your charts don't have the latest stuff. Okay. But save your chart and just hit the refresh button over here, like that. And when it comes back up, then if you go and remove it and replace it, or look on the thing right after it, that should take care of it for you. Okay. Alright. It's 4:05. I want to play some more trades here. I gotta find my DOM again. Where did I leave that thing? Here it is. Where did it go? Oh, there it is over there. Okay. Here it is. Alright, so what I'm looking for right now, I'd like to see an up close that is going to get into the overbought right here. Alright, that's what I'd like to see on this. And that's all you got to do. Just wait for that to happen. If it happens, and it's green, I'm going to sell it. I'm going to sell the open of the next bar. So if it gets up there on the up close, if it gets an up close, and it gets up there on the up close, then I'll sell the open of the next bar. It's just that simple. Okay, and if I had the TV trades colors on here, and I said okay, right here I would have bought the open of that bar because it's blue. Right here, this is where you would have bought the open of that bar. Now on an ES you would have had a 10-tick stop on a 7 range, so that probably would have stopped you out to the tick right there on that one. Okay, it doesn't look like it's going to give us the up close, so we just have to wait it out. This is the ES. Right? If you signed up for the 3-day, where you get Friday, Monday, and Tuesday, it's 3 calendar days, Mark. If you sign up right now, you get tonight, tomorrow, and Friday. I think that's the way it works. But it's only $25, so you get to use it. I mean, the markets are open tonight. They're open. Well, futures markets are open tonight, and the energies, the energies and the metals are open tomorrow. That's what I'm going to be trading tomorrow morning, is the energies and the metals. Okay, so if you sign up for the trial now, you get it. 3 calendar days is what it starts. You know, that's how they do it. I don't really get to set it. I don't get to say I only want it to be business days. Alright, and so it's not hard to do. This stuff is really, really simple. And, you know, Mark, you would ask me all those questions about options. Were you here at the beginning when I talked about the options? Okay, good. Because, you know, if you're looking at options, you know, like, what do you like to trade? What do you like to trade? We'll look at something for you. Okay, well, the first 5 minutes, I usually cover some really basic things in the first 5 minutes, like the big tech stocks. So I looked at Apple, but tech stocks, you know, what do you want to look at? Meta. Now I'm just randomly choosing this, right? Stocks. Okay, Meta. And you're not going to look at that on a 7 range, but Meta is $610. So you're going to look at that on like probably a 150 to a 250 range. So every bar is $2.50. Okay. So in here, when I finish with this, you would be getting indication here. You'd be getting indication here for a swing trade, right? That's what the black arrows are. But if I take that off, if I get rid of the swing trade thing, and you just look at everything that I just showed you, you get into the overbought, like right here. You get into the overbought, you buy the next bar, or you get into the overbought right here. You buy a call option, you know, like a 0DT option. If you're thinking about that kind of thing, Mark, you know, you'd buy like a 0DT option, and it's going to go up. Right here, you'd buy the same thing. Right here, it's going to go up. Right here, the same thing, and up. Okay, that's the kind of thing that you can do with that. All right, just the simple. I mean, you don't need to look at all the extra special stuff that I did. The really, really simple things are there for you. Okay, over and over and over again, every single day this happens. Can you trade off ETF QQQ options? Yeah. Yeah, if we just do QQQ here, it's the same thing. Oops. Did I do that right? Yeah. But let's do all. And here, QQQ. And this is the QQQ. The QQQ works on the 250. You'd be looking at the same stuff. The same stuff. When it's overbought right here, overbought, sell. Alright, oversold, buy. You can do the same thing. You can trade options on that too. How? And this stuff, now somebody asked earlier about, you know, the non-tick bars, This is what it looks like with the non-tick bars. It's the same thing. It's just what I was saying is you don't know how big your risk is going to be. Because if you're going to buy right here, right? So you get oversold right here. So you're going to buy the open of the next bar, which is right there. That's great. And in this case right here, your stop would just have to be right here, which is great. Because the target's going to be up here, right? Simple, right? But if you happen to get into one like this, this is also a good one because the open's right there and the target would be right up there. So that's also a good one. That's also a good one. I'm not seeing any bad ones here. Let's see, this one? Yeah, okay, like this right here. We would sell the open. Where's your stop going to be on this, right? That's what you don't know when you're not using range bars. You don't know how big your stop's going to be until you have to put the trade on. And so for me, I would have looked left and I looked, well, right here you had exactly the same spot right there. But the next level above that was right here. So I put my stop there. But you don't know that, right? You don't know that until you see where the bar is going to close. That's why the range bars are so much better. Yes, Mike, it is. Everybody that's asking about the recording, anybody that's in here or anybody that registered is going to get an email automatically sent to them by GoToWebinar after this is done, about 2 or 3 hours after it's done, and it'll have a link to a couple of videos in it. One will be the recording for this. Another one will be the rules, the 4-minute video. Excuse me, the 4-minute video that I made showing the rules for the red and blue bars and stuff, the red, green, and blue bars and black bars and all that stuff. All right, it'll all be on a video for you. But again, if you've not taken the free trial, go here to Target View Trades. So you can go to targetviewtrades.com right here, targetviewtrades.com. You can take the free trial here too. Go here to tvtrades.com, tv-trades.com. You can take it here too. All right, now Target View Trades has a ton of information in it. If you don't have TradingView charts and you need to get TradingView charts, go here and then click on Getting Charts at targetviewtrades.com. Click Getting Charts. Click on this. It's going to bring you to this page right here. Check monthly and just do this stuff. Okay, that was straight from Target View Trades. All right, Target View Trades, and in here there's a setup video that shows you 2 minutes into the setup video right here. It shows you how to get the real-time data. Alright, but I'll show you right now how to get it. Once you get TradingView charts, you have to give me your login ID. What that is whatever, when you hover over this, mine says logged in as TV Trades. You can see right there up at the top it says logged in as TV Trades. Whatever you are logged in as is what you need to give it to me, and I'll be able to enable the indicators for you. Once you get that to get real-time data, go to TV Trades and go to Accounts and Billing, like that. This is only for futures, okay? You only need this for futures if you're going to trade futures. Then scroll down to, hang on, right here, this one. CME, CBOT, COMEX, and NYMEX, the CME group. $7 a month for real-time data. All right, that is awesome. $7 a month and you get real-time data right there. That's all you need to do. Okay. Let's see, it's 4:14, so we have 16 minutes left in here. I want to put on another trade, but I'm not really getting a trade set up. This is the QQQ. I could trade the QQQ if it were open right now, but we'll go back to the NQ, because that is open right now. And we don't look at the NQ on a 5-minute, though you could look at the NQ on a 5-minute. Sorry, I just realized I didn't answer your question, Hal. And yes, the system works really well for prop funding. And that's what Richard just said. Richard, you and Mark were saying basically the same thing. Mark said your system works really well for prop funding. Richard said looking forward to using this on the Apex accounts. And he said new change looks good as long as you manage your risk and you don't blow. You got to risk management is key to everything, right? I reminder to add the NQ. Let me write that down, Jeff. NQ Telegram. I don't know why I shut that one off. It's really just a matter of going over here and turning it on. It's one of these. It's going to be one of these in here that I have shut off. These are all alerts that I have. Did you see NQ in there anywhere? Scrolling. Gold, crude. There's the NQ. That's active, active, active. Q, active. Stopped manually. This is probably the one. Oh, that's a test one. That's probably why it shut off. I did some testing with it. This and this. Those are the ones right there, I think, Jeff, so I'm getting them right now. Did it say those two? Did it say Telegram on it? Gotta open it up and look at the web link. The DPW. It says Telegram. Yes, that's the Telegram ones right there. That's why you're not getting them. Okay, that's done. Check. What with the background color on? If in blue background and you get a move into the overbought with line, should there be any pause before deciding to sell? No. I mean, all you're going to do is look for, you want to sell the open. Alright? If you can get better, and you usually can get a little bit better than the open, that's what you're looking for. You want to sell the open. Alright? Let me go back to the range bars, because I just like range bars, and it frightens me to look at those things. Here. So in here, you just be buying right here. Okay, Daryl? When it gets into the oversold, you just be buying the open of that bar. When it gets into the oversold, you'd be buying the open of this bar. Alright, this is on the 50 range, so you got a 60 stop, which is down here, and a 75 target, which is about right there. So you just made your 75 ticks right there. Okay, and in this one right here, you would have been buying the open on that. Now the stop goes to break even after 5 points. I don't know if that made 5 points or not. But 63.25, it ran up to 69, so it did make the 5 points. Right? It's as simple as that. You know, I add the colors in there to help you see the higher probability ones, the ones that are really using the divergence. But the ones that aren't using divergence are still very good. That's what I like so much when I created this range trigger thing. It was so accurate that, I mean, really, you don't need to have any other special stuff. If you just go in there and get your goal for the day and quit, you're going to be able to do that every day. And, you know, for those of you guys who doubt the persistency of just quitting when you get the goal for the day, it takes a while. It's a slow road to riches, but it works. You know, last year, this is all of last year, getting the goal for the day, quitting when you get the goal for the day, and adding one contract a month. It would have been a total of 70.61 hours of work all year last year, and $240,488 by the end of the year. That's starting with one contract and working all the way up to 12 at the end of the year. All right. So far this year, I started with 10. I'm going to do 10 contracts all year this year. But I started with 10, and quitting when I get the goal for the day. This is with one contract on. So quitting when I get the goal for the day is this times 10, so I'm up $12,550 in the 21 minutes that I traded getting the goal for the day so far this year. Okay, this is with one contract. But with 10 contracts, it's right here, $12,550 in 21 minutes of trading. Okay. What do the black price bars mean? I will tell you, with the speed the NQ moves, how do you buy the open of the next bar? Usually, Tim, and red is a divergence. Yeah, the green and the red show the divergence. So I'm going to answer two questions at once here, Wayne and Larry. The green and the red show when there's divergence between this. I can do it this way. Make that a line. Okay. The green and the red show when there's divergence between this line and the snipe line, and the snipe line goes into the overbought or oversold with the divergence. Okay, if it goes into the overbought or oversold with divergence, it's going to give you green or red depending which one you go into. If it goes into the overbought or oversold without the divergence, that's when you get your black bar, Larry. Okay, if you don't have the divergence, that's when you're going to get your black bar. Okay, that's what that means. Alright, so you guys can see how easy it is to just get in there and make money. I mean, while I've been talking here, if we were to just focus here on the NQ, while I've been talking, just doing the most basic trade, you know, not even using the fancy stuff, just doing the most basic trade of buying when it gets into the overbought with the red, or the oversold with the red, or selling when it gets into the overbought. I said that backwards. Selling when it gets into the overbought with the red, or buying when it gets into the oversold with the blue, right? That's it. Following the risk management strategy, right? So right in here, you would have started right here. This is on a 50 range, so you have a 60 stop, right? So your stop is going to be down here somewhere, all right? And you move your stop to break even after you get 5 points in profit. So right here, your entry point would have been roughly here. Let's say you had a bad entry, okay? And you were buying, and I know the NQ moves around really fast, but it moved way down before it moved up, okay? So because it closed at the top. So if you got a bad entry, it was kind of tough to get a bad entry on that because it moved all the way down here before, so you should have gotten a much better entry. But let's say you didn't, and you got an entry up here somewhere, right? You should have been entering here on this bar right here at the open. Let's bring this up and show you the open right over here. Okay. On this bar, this is the one that triggered. This is the one. Oh wait, I'm sorry. It could be at 1300. It's 1300 right over here. You're buying the blue bar. I know you're buying the blue bar. You're buying when it gets into the oversold right here. Okay, because you're in the blue. So you're buying right here at the open of this bar. The open of this bar. The open of that bar was 333, nice even number. The low of that bar was 325. So it dropped down 8 points, right? 32 ticks. That's a lot to watch happen. That's a lot. But you have a 60 tick stop, so it's not even close to your stop. Now, the high of that bar from 333 was 337.50, so that one didn't make it the 5 points, but the next bar did. The next bar, the high was up at 338.50, and this bar over here, the high was all the way up at 341. So from your entry at 333, that bar ran all the way up to 341. So you had 8 ticks in profit of 32. 8 points in profit of 32 ticks available there to you to take profit or to move your stop to break even. Okay, so that was the first trade. And then in here, your next trade was right here. All right, you would have sold. You would have sold this one. That looks like it would have stopped out. Then you would have bought this one, so you've got your money right back on that one. Right here, you would have bought this one. That looks like it would have been a break-even trade, I think. From 343.75, you had to get up to 348.75, and you get up to 348.50, if it was 343.75. So you might have stopped out on that one. Then you go to the next one right here, you would have gotten your money back there. Buying right there. You're buying in the blue, you're selling in the red. Okay, selling in the red. So you would have sold right here. You would have gotten your money back right there. You're buying in the blue, you would have got your money back right there. You're buying in the blue, you would have got your money back right there. You're buying in the blue over here. That right there, you would have bought the next bar. It would have been that one right there that you bought. Now that one, I think, would have stopped you out. 63.25, it ran up to 69, so that would have been a break even. But it's really simple stuff. And that was, since we started the meeting, there were plenty of times in here where you could have gotten your goal for the day. Over and over and over again. Right there. Right here. And that's without using the special stuff. Right here. Right here. That would have been enough to get the goal for the day. Right there. That's enough to get the goal for the day. When I said get the goal in a single bar, if you have a 20 tick goal for the day, and you have a 50 range bar, even if you have only a 25 range bar, you can get the goal within the very first bar. And that happens to me often. For the ES, does this work best on range 4, 7, or 10, and does it depend on on time of day and the price action? Well, it depends on the volatility, John. In the morning session, I usually trade it on a 7 range. But some days this week it's been really volatile, and I could have traded it on a much larger time frame. But I usually trade on a 7 range on the ES every morning from 9:30 to 11:30. Okay, you can trade it on whatever you want. In that spreadsheet from 2013 to 2022, the ES numbers in the spreadsheet are on a 4 range. Right, then starting in 2022, we went to the 7 range. And so all the numbers from then till now on the ES are on a 7 range. Okay, and if you guys want access to the spreadsheet, you can have access to that too. If only I could find a way to... There's a way for me to answer questions or something like that in here. I just don't know what the heck it is. I'll submit a question. There it is, I found it. Okay, so there was a couple of things that you guys wanted. One, this, I'll give you a copy of this layout. All right, that was one of the things that one of you guys wanted. So here, I just gave you the link to that layout. Now, what that's going to give you is a read-only copy of this layout. All right, so if I make it right now, it's going to give you just like this. Let me save it again. Like this. Okay, it'll give it to you like this. Now, if I put the password in here, okay, the password is in there. Oh, it's not. The password is wrong. Okay, there. Now the password is in there. Okay, so now I'll save this layout. So this layout actually has the password in it. All right, you're only going to be able to use that information until I change the password, and you have to be on the trial. You have to have access to the indicators. The password is not going to be meaningful if you don't have access to the indicators. None of this will be meaningful until you have access to the indicators, but you'll have the layout, right? Until you get access, it'll show what it is here. It'll just have a red exclamation point at the end, and this too will have a red exclamation point at the end. Okay, but you have access to that layout right now that you can use. And hang on, let me scroll up. There's a whole bunch of questions that came in. Where do you copy what I sent? It's in the question. It should be somewhere on your side, Gary, what I just sent. But I can put that. Let me just write down a list of the things I'm going to put in that. Video of setup, video of meeting, and link to layout. Okay, so if you take the trial, between now and 2 hours from now, I'm going to put a link to this layout in the email that's going to get automatically sent to you. So everybody that signed up for this will automatically get a link to this layout in there. And if you take the trial between now and then, I'll enable the indicators for you, so you'll be able to just click on the link. It's going to open up looking just like this. It'll be read only though. There'll be a word, it'll say copy over here in the upper right hand corner. It'll have the word copy up there. If you click on copy, then it'll prompt you to save it as your own name. Now, let me get rid of some of the things on here that you don't need, okay? All right. Now, there's a couple of different ways that could fail, all right? One is if you don't have TradingView, then you're not going to get it. Two is if you only have TradingView Basic, because we have 2 indicators on here and it might not allow you to have 2 indicators. 3, we have custom range bars, so it's not going to allow you to have a custom range bar. The TradingView Basic only has 1, 10, 100, and 1,000 range bars, so you won't be able to do that. So you really don't want to have TradingView Basic, right? Basically, if you have TradingView Basic, you're going to have a problem. The other thing is if you have Essential, there's a limited number of layouts that you can have for Essential. I think that says it in here, how many layouts you can have. I guess it doesn't say it in here. Or does it? Charts per tab. No, it doesn't say how many layouts you can have, but there are a limited number of layouts that you can have for Essential. And the error message that pops up, if you do get an error message when you try to copy that layout, you got to read the error message and send me the error message, and I'll be able to help you out with that. Okay, if that's what you get. Because a lot of times that's what it is. You have either the wrong version of GoToWebinar or you have too many layouts. If you have too many layouts, you need to go in here, click on this thing right here, and go to the bottom where it says load layout. You can go in there and manage your layouts. Just delete the extra ones. Now I have premium, so I can have 400 or 500 of these things, but most people can only have like 20. So go in here and delete the ones that you don't use. There's a whole bunch of things in here that I don't use anymore, but there's a bunch of them that I do use. Those are the areas that you might run into. Okay, Essential is 5, you think Peter said? Okay, well that's possible. 5 indicators. It might be 5 layouts too, Peter. I don't know what it is exactly, but I know that's one of the error messages that pops up sometimes, is you have too many layouts. So if that's the case, you're going to have to go into your account, then to go into your account at that point, you're probably going to have to go over here and go to Home to get back to your account, and then go into Layouts. Okay, because you're going to be stuck with that screen on there that's read only. So you probably have to go to Home, and then go to Layouts, go in here and go to load layout and delete the extra ones or delete something so you'll be able to save that layout. Okay. You can sign up when you get my email if you want to. Yeah, that's fine, Gary. You can sign up before so it'll load right up for you, because I'll have your stuff enabled for you before you get the email if you sign up before. But it's up to you. I mean, it's up to you, whatever you want to do. Alright. I even managed to run over with the extra half an hour. Did I answer everybody's questions? No, I'm going to be trading tomorrow, Peter. I'll be trading tomorrow. Energies and metals are open tomorrow, so I'll be trading energies and metals tomorrow. Okay. How do you determine the proper range bar size to trade for each instrument? That's a good question, David. What instrument are you talking about? Right, we're looking right here at the NQ. What instrument are you talking about? Are you talking about what type of instrument are you talking about? I base it. Well, it depends. Let's see what. It's supposed to be an L at the beginning of that mark, a capital L at the beginning. Oil. Okay. So on oil, I'm going to use a 9 range. All right, crude oil tomorrow. And this is what that looks like, right? I know I'm going over a little bit, but let me just show you. Go with the leading contract, and we're going on a 9 range on crude tomorrow. Okay. Now, it doesn't have to be a 9 range. You could use a 10 range, whatever you want. I'll just use a 10 range. All right, it's a nice number. I'll just use a 10 range. And that's what I'm going to use tomorrow. Now, when it loads up here, I'm waiting for the DV trades to load the rest of the way up here. Okay, so right here, you'll be selling the open of the next bar. You'll be selling that right there. You'll be selling the open of the next bar. Selling that right there. You'd be selling the open of the next bar. Right there. You'd be selling the open of the next bar. Selling the open of the next bar. Selling the open of the next bar. Now, these pulled back pretty deep, but on the 9 range, you're going to have a 15 tick stop. Alright, they pulled back pretty deep, but then they did end up going in the right direction. And over here in the blue ones, you're going to be buying the open of the next bar. Be buying the open of that bar. Right here, you'd be buying the open of that bar right there. Okay, that's how you trade crude oil. That's how I'm going to trade crude oil tomorrow. Right here, you'd be selling the open of that bar, selling the open of that bar, selling the open of that bar with a 15 tick stop. Alright, I have a 15 tick stop. Did the indicators repaint? No, they don't. As a matter of fact, they don't even paint until bar close. Alright, like this right here. If you go look at the NQ right now, something that's actually painting right now. We'll go back to the NQ and I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay. This is the current bar right here. It doesn't even paint. You don't see any color on that. The way I have it set. The projection up and down bars I have set to black, so you don't see any color in that. And it's not going to paint, and the indicators don't paint. Because I use range bars, the indicators don't paint until the bar closes, and once it's painted, it's done. They don't repaint, they don't do anything like that. You can go back and look at all these things a year from now, and they're going to look the same. Okay. Another thing that you don't have, and this is kind of a bad thing about range bars, this is a trading view issue. The fact that it doesn't do an intrabar, that stinks. That's bad enough. But that, I mean, you can use that as an advantage too. But you can't do replay with range bars. You can do replay with any type of other bar. Well, not any type, but like minute time-based bars. You can do replay with that. And replay on trading views are really good. But it doesn't use. You can't do it with range bars. All right. You see how this bar is the background behind this bar has no color on it right now. That's because it won't give you the color. It won't let you know what's going to happen until the bar closes. But you have an idea what's going to happen because of what you have going on down here. Okay. On Trading View single screen layout should be saved instead of as indicator template save layouts only for 2 window layouts. Well, yeah, that's Al. You can do however you want. Like this right here. This right here. The market's just went crazy. I don't know exactly why, but they just went crazy. And this is on a 10 range NQ. Now we were looking at crude. I'm sure the crude's not moving around at all, but you can save it however you want. This is just a starting point for you. If you were to copy this layout right here on yours, and you only have one chart, you can just go here and go to 2 charts, and it's going to make another copy of it, the same thing, just like that. You see, and you go to 3, and it'll make 3 of them, the same thing. Okay, so you can do whatever you want with it, but I trade, I trade in front of a whole bunch of people all the time, and a lot of people want to see a lot of different things. So I trade 4 markets at a time typically. What you're seeing right here is just one thing. Okay. All right, guys. I ran over by 5 minutes. If you have any questions, you can. Let me give you my phone number. Right. If you have any questions, you can text me at 617-943-3298. Right. Text me at that number. Don't call me. Text me because I don't answer the phone when it rings. But you can text me. Give me your name when you text. You can text me at 617-943-3298. Okay. And you can email support at targetviewtrades.com. Support at targetviewtrades.com. Okay. Any of those ways to contact me, you can. If you have issues and you want to send me screenshots, you can text them to me on a phone. You can take a picture with your phone and text me the picture on your phone. I'm also in Telegram, and when you sign up for the trial, I give you my Telegram ID. I'll give it to you right now. It's at T trading _I, capital I, and _Q, at trading IQ. That's my ID in Telegram. You can contact me directly in Telegram. You can send me screenshots or anything you want in Telegram. Make sure you put your name in Telegram too, because a lot of times, if I show you the Telegram thing, I have hundreds of people in here, and though I know some of you guys by face, like you, Hal, I know some of you guys by face, and some of you guys by initial. Not all the initials always match up. Okay? Not all the initials always match up. So, make sure I know who you are, okay? Okay. And, Al was saying that tip was for those people who only have a limited number of layouts. Okay, that's fair. Yes, regards, Schwab. And Gary, you signed up. That's great. I will get all your stuff set up. Everybody that's signing up now, I will get all your stuff set up in the next half hour or so. Okay, I'll get your indicators enabled, and you'll get an email with that too, with most of the information that I said I was going to send that is going to come in that other email. You'll get everything except the video, the link to this video, the link to this meeting video. That's going to go out later. Okay, but if you're signing up for the trial right now, you're going to get all those other things that I said in the email that comes when you sign up for the trial. All right. Now again, if anybody needs to get a hold of me, you can text me at 617-943-3298. Right, I'm on East Coast time, so keep that in mind. I'm in North Carolina. And you can email support at targetviewtrades.com. You can... Don't go through the website. The website has this thing. Let me just show you this thing. This thing right here on the website. And people go to that and they think they're logging into something, because at one point, I guess it does prompt you to create a password and ID. Don't do that. Right? Because at some point you're going to forget what that is, and I don't know how to reset it, and it doesn't go anywhere. It really doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't give you anything that's not already on the web page. So don't use that part of the web page. I don't know if I have it on the other web page. I don't think I do, but I might. I know one of them is made. Yeah, I don't. One of them is made with WordPress, and one of them is made with just the regular GoDaddy stuff. The regular GoDaddy stuff has that thing, and it goes nowhere. Okay. So I gave you all my contact information. I gave you everything you need to sign up for the trial. Go to tvtrades.com. You can sign up for the trial at tvtrades.com, or you can sign up for the trial at targetviewtrades.com. This video is going to be posted here at targetviewtrades.com. If you click on upcoming and past webinars, it will be posted right here. Go to upcoming and past webinars. This was the last one that we did in December. Okay. And this is what some of you guys were expecting to have more of today, but I made it even easier than that. Right? I made it easier and better and faster and just better. I'm just, those of you guys who don't know, I created all this stuff, so I'm always trying to make things better. Always trying to make it better and easier for you. The people that were using this is still available for you to use. All right? It's still there. You can still use that. I just created all this other stuff that is easier. So if you're making money doing that, then just keep doing that. All right? All right. That is going to be it, guys. I'm going to wrap it up now. We've been going for 1 hour and 39 minutes. All right. Thank you all for coming today. And if you have any questions, I give you all my contact info. And sign up for the trial. I'll get your stuff out to you today. You'll get indicators enabled and be looking at this stuff in an hour or so. All right. Thanks, everybody.